In my opinion, the Novation Circuit is the best way to dauntlessly and portably make modern electronic music and hip-hop, especially for the price. So today I want to show you how I make trap beats on this thing, including some very circuit-specific stuff like sources of sounds and some best practices and tricks, as well as the overall mindset that I approach it with. So, without any further ado, let's make some music. Alright, so I'm going to show you how I made this beat and walk through a few of the steps. I am aware that it's fairly generic as far as trap beats go, but hopefully it just gets the general idea across. So, let's go ahead and start off with the sub. This is from Tom Cosm's pack, Nice and Naughty on Isotonic. I'll put which preset this is on the screen because I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but essentially, it's my go-to for 808 style stuff, and it's got a few really nice parameters. This distortion, some extra grit if you're really feeling like doing something different. You can also shorten that. I just kind of got a kick. You can also control how much of a kick is present. There's a lot going on in this patch, but typically I like to let it ring out, and it's monophonic, so each note will cut off the previous one. And I like to let this kick ring out even though I do end up sidechaining it to my actual kick. So let's go to that next. This is from my free Novation Circuit drums sample pack, as are all of these sounds. And I did a video on finger drumming. If you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description. Essentially, this pack has a bunch of stuff that's meant for a bunch of different kinds of genres. It's meant to be pretty versatile. And I'll leave a link for that in the description as well. All I ask in return is that you hit that like button and subscribe. So it's this kick right here, and really, it could be any kick that is just shortened a bit, maybe pitched down a bit. And then I've added some distortion so that it really cuts through the mix. Distortion is kind of the thing right now, and I'm really enjoying the kind of distorted electronic music that's been coming out these days. And so this kind of plays into that, but also you might notice a lot of trap and hip hop kicks are pretty gritty. They have some bite to them, which I like. So the classic trap snare, didn't do any processing to that. I don't even remember what this sound used to be, but this is like an open hi-hat at one point, so I've just shortened it a ton. I've pitched it way up. I've added some distortion to this as well. And then I've programmed it using micro steps. So let me mute this. So right here, I've got micro steps. So in order to access those, you just go to gate, press the step you want, play them in. If I want to go even crazier with this, that's a bit much for the vibe I'm going for. And so this just goes twice, boom, boom, and then a normal step, so. And I have two patterns chained together because I only want that hi-hat roll to repeat once every 2 bars. So here are the drum tracks so far. And then for the final sample track, that sounds a little strange by itself, but in context, I think it works. So I've got this horn sample included in the sample pack, and that hits the note E, so I have the entire track set to E. And then the rest of the time it's doing this open hi-hat. So I've got the sample flip turned on, so I can fit both on one track. And this really helps fill the track out. So let's hear everything in context. So in this case, I've actually got the sub side chained to the kick. So if I turn that off, you can hear how they're fighting. And that allows the kick to punch through properly and keeps the low frequencies of the kick and the sub from fighting. I could also just as easily get rid of the sidechain, mute the kick. That doesn't hit quite as hard as I'd like, but hopefully you get the idea. And let's talk about the lead. So this lead is from Bo Beats' pack. And one thing that's really nice about this is that it is polyphonic. So you can hit multiple notes at once. And I have this set with a pretty long tail to it. And real quick, let me turn down the reverb and the delay, because I'll get back to that. So here's the raw patch. So it's got that bell-like quality to it, which I think really works for this style of music. And because it's polyphonic, I can play multiple lines on it, which is great for really making the most out of the circuit's synth engine and filling out a track. So if you have a couple different lines going on here, plus the sub over here, plus that horn sample, you can really fill out a track with very few actual, well, tracks. Another thing that helps me get a really full sound is the reverb and delay. So let me turn that up slowly. Add some stereo width and add some space to it, and then this delay really brings it to life. You hear how it kind of ping-pongs in your ears? That really brings it to life for me, and also adds some interest, fills out the beat some more, so. Also, I do want to talk a bit about writing an 808 part. Octave jumps are huge if you're kind of new to making trap music. Octave jumps are a very common technique and also are a lot of fun. And then also I like to have this sometimes follow the kick and then sometimes act as its own bass line. So let me mute. And in this case, I could even just as easily remove one of the kicks. Kind of a different vibe. So that is the short version of how I create a trap beat on the Novation Circuit. It's actually pretty straightforward once you have the right sounds to work with. And there is a built-in sub patch in the default pack that the circuit comes with, and they have some 808 sounds that if you distort them, I think could work perfectly well. And there are a lot of packs that come with polyphonic, sustained sounds with some kind of shimmer to them. This is just what I happened to have on my circuit at the time and what happened to sound good. I like Bose stuff for chill type beats, and I think that juxtaposition of shimmery, chill sounds with the hard-hitting drums and sub really works. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to check out the Novation Circuit, you can click or tap the link in the description. And if you'd like to see a video about me making lo-fi hip-hop, you can click or tap up over here. And if you'd like to learn a bunch of Novation Circuit tricks and hacks, click or tap down over here. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with a new video in a little bit.